Monsignor Martin, Dick. So it looks like the B division will be taking on the A division this week. O'Hara is going to play Joe's. Canisius is playing Timon, and St. Mary's is playing St. Francis. Do I have that right?
Yes.
I do. Okay. It's going to be a rough week. I mean, we're talking 3-4 touchdown lopsided games here. If O'Hara even shows up, I mean, they may not even have enough players. St. Mary's may not have enough guys. We'll have to wait and see.
One of the one of the rules that they instituted a couple of years ago is that teams that are in League B in Monsignor Martin have to play two teams from A. And maybe that's to get them home games or whatever. But the bottom line is, all games tomorrow, the home team is the League A. The game's going to be over in the first quarter. It's going to be blowouts. And Monsignor Martin needs to rescind that rule and let the B team schedule as many games as they can with Section 5, Section 6 teams, and let the three big schools schedule other games that are going to be much more competitive. If they don't, it's an accident waiting to happen.
I agree with you. I mean, if my son was at St. Mary's of Lancaster and they're going to go play St. Francis, I may tell him, man, your knee looks a little rough this week. I think you should probably sit this way. I mean, seriously, someone's going to get hurt in one of these games. That's my thought. Someone could get hurt. Seriously.
And it's not fair for the large schools because you get kids that want to be able to get their statistics increased and be able to be recognized for awards at the end of the season.
I will say this, those large school coaches, Jerry Smith, Rich Robbins, Derek Landry, they recognize their opponent, and I think they will make substitutions, the right substitutions when they have to. They could pull starters maybe after the first quarter or into the second, but I don't think you'll see starters playing in the third or fourth to pad stats and that kind of thing. That won't happen. That's one thing where I think Pete Schneider and the Monsignor Martin executive committee do a good job of getting on top of these guys and saying, hey, we're class acts on the field and off the field. Play the game right.
But there's one key. I believe Canisius and St. Francis play in Week 8. This is Week 7.
Yeah.
Why in the world would you want a game as weak as this to prepare for a game of the season for both teams to be able to see who's going to get the number one seed, get a bye in the first playoff? So we'll see how it plays out. But I just think that rule, for being well-intended initially, to keep maybe some of the Monsignor Martin teams playing around here, but when you take a look at difference between night and day, it's not fair to anyone and should be changed. That's my homily for the day.
Well, that's going to do it for our latest edition of High School Football Weekly. We will be back next week, same time, same channel, same two characters, talking high school football around Western New York. It's going to be another exciting week here in Week 7. It's rivalry week. You'll be out there. I'll be out there. You'll be out there, too. We'll catch you next week here on High School Football Weekly. For Dick Gallagher of WGRZ, I am Frank Wolf from WNY Athletics.